I've heard it before, but I love it now. Okay, here we go. Ba-da-da-dum, ba-dum. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba, ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. Ba-ba-da-da-ba. It's the new intro music. Ba-ba-da-da-ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba. It's not really.
Hey, are you even listening? The KritzKast. The TF2 podcast. With these jerks.
Hello and welcome to KritzKast, the Team Fortress 2 podcast. My name is Aggro. I should spend a lot of time introducing myself and all the things, the amazing things I've done for the Team Fortress 2 community over the course of the last 100 or so years, but I won't because it's utterly irrelevant. And I'm not doing a show this week. There's no show. What you're listening to right now is the equivalent of not a show. I have with me Muhai. Muhai, welcome to the Not a Show.
What up, fam?
Indeed. That was a bit of a surprise moment there. Muhai was not expecting to. Muhai. I'm sorry. Muhai's not expecting to be here. And in fact, he's not expecting it to be a show at all. He's just here. Because again, it's not a show. However, that said, there are certain things, certain protocols that we need to follow. It's 8-ish o'clock on the Saturday, so we've got to do some sort of show-related thing, and the best show-related thing we could possibly do is to tell you what's not coming up in the show today, because of course, there's no show! It's all an illusion, it's in your head. I just got this voice, and I need to use it. I need to use it, I use it, I lose it. Muhai, are you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I wish I was too. Right! So, what's not on the show today, this week? We have a whole series of things that are not on the show. There is all of the Sexy Award things. There's a whole bunch of favourite videos that I'm just going to rip through really quickly. So I don't want to influence you in any way whatsoever. There's an announcement about TV, about the MVM titanium tank thing. And there's also a mention, we're on the blog. We're on the blog, everyone. Woohoo! We made it. We're big people now. And, oh, if there's anything else I think I'll throw it in there. Right, yes, okay, so, oh yes, the other thing as well. Copenhagen LAN has an official website, which you may or may not have seen. It looks okay. It does the job, and that's all we need it to do. But the URL is quite interesting. Anyway, there's no whole story behind that. If you've been here since the beginning of time, you'll know the story. But if you haven't, if you're only just joining now, like literally you've just joined now, and you're thinking, what's going on? I'll tell you, because that's the thing that needs to happen. Anyway, Muhai, do you want to tell us, have you had a good day?
Yeah, pretty good. I got up not too long ago, but my day, it's only like about 12 in the afternoon, so...
Right.
I've had a good morning as of right now.
That's exactly what I wanted to hear. If you'd had a lousy morning, I'd have hoped you'd kept it to yourself. And in fact, maybe you did have a lousy morning. But I'm glad you kept it to yourself. Oh, okay, fair enough. And so we're all full of the glory and wonder of a show that isn't a show. And I'm desperately looking around trying to get a beer that isn't a beer. So I've got a Session IPA from 4Pure, which is a London brewery. There's also a Wolf Warning. It's an IPA. I've had this one before on the show, and it's about 5.5%. So it's about right for an IPA. It's forgettable is the best I think I could say about it. Oh, it's better than I remember. Right, okay, so the things that aren't on the show this week are the Sexies. The Sexies are out. They're freely available for you to watch. That's everybody's contributions. People who have been working on stuff over the last 18 months. And they've thrown things together in a hurry in the last few days so they can release in time or on time in order to be represented within the Sexies. And they've done this thing and it's out there. And there's some amazing ones out there. If you don't know what the Sexies are, for goodness sake, I'm gonna put a link in chat, and you desperately need to follow this if you're listening to this later, as some sort of bizarre highlights that I've uploaded to YouTube or something of that nature, which I almost certainly won't do for this show. Then it's tough. You might find links in show notes or something, but otherwise you're on your own. So, Muhai, what have you seen that you've liked so far?
Well, one that one of my friends was a part of was the ice cream related sexy with the ice cream man.
I
And,
know that one. I haven't got it linked
that
anywhere,
one's pretty
but
good.
that's kind of mad. Like, it's
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of ones with like custom made character models and stuff like that, and you can really see the effort that a lot of these people have been putting into these fan made videos, and they definitely do deserve a lot of praise for what they've done and accomplished in these really amazing SFM videos.
yeah. The amount of like general skill is very very high. And like back in the day, it all used to be like people who tried Gmod or tried running around in game and converted it in some sort of way, and people didn't have their run cycles down, all the basic animation stuff they didn't have down, their timing they didn't have down, their audio effects they didn't have down, the music they didn't have down, or someone knew one thing and they'd focused on that one thing and that one thing was amazing. But
Yeah.
and then there'd be like one group that totally had it together. Like was the
Yeah, I remember running into a couple people that in game actually that have been a part of like Saxies that were like they got the award out of it and all, but it wasn't an actual like animated video. It was just like gameplay of
Yep.
like whatever Ninja Scout, where it's like hides in the intel room away from the enemy pyros and then sneaks away kind of deal.
Yeah.
No custom animations or content involved in that, but just gameplay.
So what I've been seeing this time round is a lot of people doing, as you say, custom like models, a lot of set building, a lot of actual Foley. Like the Foley's been really good on this one. Like they're adding the sound effects of people walking over blood.
Yeah, great voice acting too.
Yeah, voice acting is another thing, and I'm trying to think what. I'll tell you what. The one that I really want to draw people's attention to, if they have not had all of the attention in the world, is Bleak. Oh, sorry, is Leak. I was thinking it's yeah. It's strange because one of the major contributors to the map was UEA Crash, and I've just noticed that if you take the UEA off his name, you end up with Eek, and then it's just Le Eek. Yeah. So anyway, but what they've done it particularly well, or very unusually, is if they've included a lot of things that are generally not included with an SFM, which is going. I'm going to skip away to it. I haven't seen it already. My apologies for skipping over. I'm sorry. It's beer's more thing than I was expecting it to be. They include things like sketches, like they do the whole aha take on me thing. And actually, now that I think about it, this is a scene from Aha's Take on Me, and I will be surprised if there isn't a frame 25 of 63 showing up in Aha's Take on Me. Let me see if I can Google Aha Take on Me. I'm assuming it's Aha. Maybe I just like saying Aha. Take.
Is this the 2017 Saxy video leak?
Yes.
Okay. I haven't seen this one yet. It looks well made already.
It's
14 seconds in.
Extraordinarily well made. Like the idea of there being like even things like it starts out with there being a scene setting of a scout appearing in the foreground while activities are happening out of focus in the background. Like the amount of effort that goes into doing that one shot. There are so many people, and each one of those people is moving. Like in every single frame, there's nobody stood still.
Yeah, you normally see that in like say 2D animation where there's so many characters, like say something from like the show SpongeBob, where there's just a big crowd of people, so some people have to be static at some point in time.
Yeah.
But stuff like this, there's limited amounts of characters.
Absolutely.
So it would be just unimmersive if not everyone was moving simultaneously.
Mm-hmm. Other things like having the question mark appearing above the cat points but it doesn't appear there. It's like the uncapped cap point doesn't appear until the cap point is on the ground.
Yeah.
So
like it's turned on.
Like yeah, literally in the first 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. In less than 10 seconds, there's more production value in this one than there's in many, many of the other entries. Like, it is just extraordinary. But anyway, so the point is that if you haven't done so already, you desperately need to go and check out all of the sexies. And more to the point, you need to go and vote on them. That's something that people forget to do. Also, is that Ari has just turned up? Or sorry,
what?
No, it's
Oh, him.
Arr. I don't know that you don't know that you're not talking in this channel. So you're typing instead. Well, typing is not very visually appealing. Yeah, my mic isn't functioning.
Yeah,
That's not very useful, is it? Well, welcome anyway. And yeah, thanks for that. Right, so I also see that I have my Discord. There we are. There we are. Now people can see who's talking on stream. Right. Yes, so that is an extraordinary piece of animation, and you desperately need to go along and do the voting, because if you don't do the voting thing, then Valve won't know that you like these things. If you just go and watch them on YouTube, that doesn't count. It doesn't count anymore. You can't just... Valve aren't just going to look at the view count, although a lot of people have been clever with this in... and I'll advise other people, if you put forward a Saxy nomination in your YouTube, go back into the description and put in the link to the share where it appears in the community, so that people can go to that and vote on it there. Otherwise, they won't. They just won't do it, because people aren't. As a collective group, people are stupid. As individuals, people are quite clever. Apart from the stupid people. Right, so that's a bunch of videos. Before we go on, is there anything you saw that you really wanted to talk about?
Oh, man.
Oh!
I got my stuff working finally.
Mic works! I was going to do a joke then! I was going to do a joke! Oh, not very interested then, and move on! But no, you're here! So what's good? What's good in the world of SFM Saxies from Aar's point of view?
Joke ruined. But, yeah, I really liked the SFM they did with the secret agent thing. I can't remember the name of it for the life of me.
Agent's Gun.
Yes, that is by far my favorite.
Really? I liked... so I like a lot of the things about this, including the set, I think is magnificent. The things like fish, including the shark that comes up later. Like all of those non-standard characters are marvelous. The one thing I don't like about this, and I was watching, who was I watching this with? Somebody sent a message saying, "Hey, go and look at my Saxy. I just made this. Please go and vote on it." It was like a very sort of personal way of garnering votes. But I was saying that I don't like the movements by the characters. They all seem to be... I'm trying to think of the technical term for this. But if you is it marionette, where they're held up by strings from above and they're being moved along? But actually, because they're being held up, there's no need for them to physically, for their legs to move their body weight. So they end up with their legs being not in a place that they would be in order to walk. Does that make sense, or am I being really picky?
No, that makes sense. Like, watching it right now, I totally see what you mean.
The fight scene was very slow, and what else can I think of? I'll tell you, the other thing that's really notable with these Saxies is that if there's a mistake, if there's something that the guys or the people who have done amazingly good jobs on, like, the mistakes are more noticeable than the things they've got right, because everything that they've got right seems so incredibly natural.
Yeah.
Which is always the way. If you've got a bunch of people or someone or creations or like just somebody playing the piano. Like they'll practice for years and then they'll come up and do this piano concerto, and you won't hear the music that's excellent. You'll only hear that one note that they played wrong. Like the mistakes stand out so much more clearly in things that are otherwise brilliant.
Definitely true.
Right. So I think that's enough of talking about the Saxies, because there was loads of them. Actually, no, it's not, because I want to point out Extraction, which I just saw just before the show kicked off. And in particular, I want to point it out because it's not a Team Fortress 2 SFM. And, well, okay, that's not the only reason I want to point it out. It's not a Team Fortress 2 SFM, which automatically kind of makes me think that it won't get all the votes that it should do. But it's also created by one person. Like, you almost never see this. Of all of the SFMs that have been created, all of the SFMs that are currently available on to vote on, the team involved in it tends to be like 5 to 12 people. Particularly the ones that are super, super complex. Whereas this one has music. Admittedly, it's not like Soundsmith, where the music was created by the person doing the video. So they have music that was created by somebody else. But all of the animation, all of the Foley, all of the sound effects, all of the set building, everything was created by one individual. And that almost never happens. The only thing... I actually thought this is one of those ones where people had gone in and claimed ownership for something that wasn't theirs, which happens every year.
Yeah. Especially this means that that one individual would have spent much more time on it than a typical SFM Saxy nomination or entry, would have taken to create.
But the other thing is
that one person is doing everything.
Yeah. The other thing is it's 1 minute and 10 seconds. And I think that they extended the short category so that it can be up to 5 minutes. I might be wrong on that, but either way, it's only a minute plus. But in animation terms, that's a lot of time to fill in. Apparently, reading through the notes on this one, person who created it, it's someone called Puppet Squid. And if you actually look at the video itself, it comes up in the creator Jonathan Salter, aka Puppet Squid. Like in their notes, they say that the actual animation is exactly a minute long. And it's the only reason why anything else was chosen. The only reason there's another 10 seconds was that the music was going on a little bit longer, and they wanted the music to play out, so they put like a credit screen at the end of it for like 9 seconds. So anyway, incredibly well done. I think the person who made this, Puppet Squid, is a professional animator, because they've got a show reel from 2017 that features content created in Maya 3ds Max and After Effects, and also they seem to be pointing to one of the videos is some of my animation from Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. So I'm wondering maybe this person actually creates animation
as like a career.
Which there's nothing to say you're disqualified if that's what you do. One of the Saxy winners from, I'm gonna say one of the early Saxy winners, so probably 2012, 2013, maybe even before that. He was a video game, like he made movies for cutscenes for video games. Including, I think, Mass Effect.
Oh my goodness me!
People are always looking for stuff like that too.
Yeah, and I want to say,
especially like indie developers will typically outsource.
Yeah, I mean, like, so just being professional is not enough to disqualify you from entering the Saxies. Also, hi to Julanda, and thank you very much for the host. And I don't know what you're doing, whether it's you're laying into me. I can't remember what the technical term for that is. But anyway, hi to all of your followers. You're a thoroughly wonderful person. Anyway, so so the Saxies are a thing that has happened or is currently happening, and I thoroughly encourage you to go and vote. Voting, it's not just for North American presidents, it's also for Saxies. Right, Titanium Tank MVM. Have you guys, and I'm looking at you in particular, Aar, have you played MVM Titanium Tank?
I have not, but I have seen a video pretty much advertising it and saying that it's kind of flown under the radar and not a whole lot of people have been playing it. But that is something that I want to get my hands on before it ends.
We were playing the crap out of it last week. Only last week. There was at least... I'm going to see if I can find a previous video. Was it this one? It might have been the one before. Was it this one? This is what we can do when it's not a show. And by the way, this is not a show. I'm just putting it out there. This is not a show. It's not going to appear anywhere. It's just hanging out and having some beers and talking about stuff that needs to be talked about. Yeah, so that is something that happened. Oh, I think I might have found it. No, that's just a highlight. God damn it, where is it? Anyway, so Titanium Tank is a thing that's happening on Potato somebody's thing. Let me see if I can find the group. Potatoes MVM, custom MVM servers. They have got a whole bunch of these MVM maps, workshop maps together, and they essentially said that you can now play through all of these. And if you do play through all of these maps that are this collection of maps, Titanium Tank, if you play through them all, like you literally finish every single wave, then oh look at that, the official wiki is having an error. Exception encountered. Type of error. Error.
Don't think that's anything new.
Yeah, this is never going to resolve, is it?
You can use a cached version of it.
All right, no, it's fine. It's working now. So, yeah, if you finish every single wave of the MVM Titanium Tank, then you get yourself a badge, and it's actually rather a cool badge. Yeah, it's painful. So easy.
That's nice. Just another reason to get it.
Exactly. So the expectation was this would end on the 1st of April.
Oh my goodness me! It's a subscriber!
Oh, thank you very much.
Having a nice Saturday. Buy a hat.
Best line ever. Thank you very much to Spy Crab. Are you doing like an advert or something for hats? Having a nice Saturday, buy a hat. Right. So, yes. Oh, yes. So the expectation was, and everything has been down to say that the 1st of April is going to be the deadline for participating in all of the maps in the MVM Titanium Tank thing, which we should probably go on and see if we could play. Do you fancy some TF2, guys? Sure. Since this is not a show.
Probably better time than any to give it a try.
Yeah. So global. Yep. So the expectation was this was going to end on the 1st of April, and everybody was rushing to get their tank tours done. And there was only 6 servers, and the servers were permanently full. So what they've done, they've changed it up, and now there's like a whole bunch of servers. Global tour information. Nope. Tour servers information. So now there's, I'm going to say, 13, 14 servers, something of that nature. And as it happens, they're all full. With the exception of this one on Power Plant. I don't know whether that's, is it empty? Do you guys want to try and connect to this?
Yeah, sure.
Join off me.
Sure.
And
I already have the game open, so I
don't know whether I do.
Let me know when I join you. Let me know when.
It's full. It's my mistake.
Oh, it's full? Oh no.
Shit.
Damn.
Okay, we'll play some TF2 anyway. There's loads of servers we can play some TF2 on. Anyway, so the point is they've added a whole bunch more servers, and you can complete them in your own time. Knusperfrosch in chat saying that servers 1 to 14 are USA and 21 to 25 were EU. 21 and 25. I don't see 21 and 25 in there. Right, maybe they will have other servers elsewhere. Maybe I need to log in differently to get different servers. But yeah, so that's a focus for them. They've basically let it so that anyone and everyone can play if they want to. And in fact, they've got a bunch of stats. So they've got the global tour information sheets. And what Potato was saying was that when they get to the point where the servers aren't constantly full, like there are either quiet times or there are empty times, then he'll decide that to put like a deadline in effect then. So that there's no bad time to do these. And frankly, if these servers remain full, like people doing multiple tours on these servers, then I think that's a fairly strong indicator to Valve that actually these servers are replayable, or these maps are replayable, and maybe we need another MVM tour to get people going again on TF2, because frankly for a lot of people MVM is the only version of TF2 they ever played. You're super quiet today, Aar. Is there...
I'm just listening. I don't want to interrupt.
Come join me, have a conversation.
I'm all for this.
Right, okay, fair enough.
For this.
Yeah, I'm being quiet because I'm always concerned that when I talk, I'm gonna say something like, and my voice is gonna crack immediately, and I don't want to kill any viewers.
Are you like 12 or something, or 13?
I don't even know. I might be.
I lost my birth certificate.
I just got my passport renewed, by the way. I'm looking at a lovely shiny new passport here, and I had this thing. The reason I'm mentioning it is because I had to put in my birth date, and it's always sobering when I put in my birth date. But the thing that I was slightly worried about was I didn't really have any good photos, so I got my hair cut and I got some photos taken, and the photos I got taken made me look like I was a killer on death row. Like they're just
like
so
a
washed
mugshot.
out. Well, the problem was that I'd put down my bag and my coat in front of me because it had been raining or snowing, I think it was, when I had the photos taken, and I'd rested them on my knees, and then had the photo taken, and then I realised that in the area when I removed my bag and coat and everything, I realised that I'd basically covered up the lighting strip at the bottom of the booth. So instead of having like an evenly lit face, I had like you know that effect when you're going camping and you shine the torchlight underneath your chin, and you look all spooky because your shadows emerge from the bottom. Well, I did that, but like I had I had a torch of darkness underneath my chin, if that makes any sense. So I just had this. I just had this line of darkness cascading upwards across my face. And I was severely worried that I'd end up looking just pure evil. But as is always the case, what they print out in your passport actually looks like a negative version of you.
Oh.
So if you're a perfectly healthy, normal human being, you submit your photo and they'll deliver you something that looks like your death. If you deliver one that's effectively a slightly warmed up corpse from the underworld of Nahozemif, they'll deliver you a photo that makes you look like an angel. So I actually look quite good in my passport photos. What was I talking about? MVM. Okay, so that's a thing. The deadline is basically moved out, so you don't need to worry about MVM anymore. That's all good. We're all good. We're all good. Nothing to worry about. Nothing to see. Move along now.
Sounds good.
Indeed. Right. Last thing we do before are we going to do Player of the Week? Do you guys want? Is there anybody you need to mention as Player of the Week?
Well, I've had a person in mind for Player of the Week if I was ever on an official episode. If that counts.
Right, Muhai, the reason why you're a friend of the show and the reason why you're available to talk here is that you... I didn't do the thing at the beginning. I haven't introduced who you are. Who are you, Muhai?
I am a content creator for the Steam Workshop. I have made many unusual effects alongside Bonk Nickeltoon and Cheesy Puff. They have both been mentioned on the show, and Bonk has made a couple appearances. and some other nice people like Granby for SFMs, and I have a big list. But I've made particle effects for Unusuals and war paints most recently, as well as some minor cosmetics like body items and pocket items. And I believe there were a couple other things, but that's all I could really think of at this moment.
And here's
But
me
yeah,
thinking...
so I make community items, and then I have also went to art school to become a game artist, and I have a game released on Steam, it's a small game, and then I hope to become a wider known game artist throughout time. But TF2 is one of my passions.
Throughout the annals of time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and I'm helping with another project that will be hopefully in game soon.
Yeah. So I don't know whether this is the project you're talking about, but you are creator of the Copenhagen Games medal.
Yeah, I am the project leader and the designer of the medal.
Well,
and then I also have a
building
handful
your
of
roll-up.
others helping me with it. Yeah. That's what I was talking about, but I didn't know if you wanted to.
No, that's fine. Well, Copenhagen Games, we all know, is a thing. There's been a bunch of people putting their names out there on Twitter saying that they are definitely going to be coming along. We now have Lego turning up, which was awesome because Lego, as you know, is the home of, or Denmark is the home of Lego, so good to see those guys turning up. Mishi, who I'm reliably informed is a human being, they'll be turning up. Jake Awati is going to be casting for us, so that's going to be awesome. But you've made the medals. You're now in the final throes of medal production. I'm hoping that we can share something either right now that you've finished and looks wonderful, or else we'll be able to share when we do the official Copenhagen stream and people can see what it is that they're actually winning. So do you have anything? If you've got a finished product or a screen,
you could show off the image I've sent you last on Discord, but let me make sure that's the correct one. We still have the staff badges. I sent the texture files to the rigger recently, but as far as the placement medals, I believe those are all fine and finished. Here, let's see. You can show off the GIFs if you want, or you could show off the static image. I would just have to crop out the last version, so not to get anyone confused.
Right. Well, let's have a quick look and see if this works.
Okay, here.
It's about 1 second. It doesn't loop for some reason. Yeah, there we go.
Here, let's open this up. And I'm just gonna snip crop it here, and then send it your way, and then you could show it on stream.
Okay. Right. So that's what people are going to be playing for. The money to one side, they'll also be playing for the opportunity to wear a beautiful badge on their lapels that instantly identifies them as being... Oh, that's cool. That's better. Let me copy... There we go. So these are the images. The rock, bronze, silver, and gold. So, yeah, those are the badges. Badges that people will be playing for, which is kind of awesome. The representative of the mermaid on the rock, which of course is one of the highlights of Copenhagen.
Along with the CG Games logo on the cup.
Yep, absolutely. So that is really cool. Right. So of course, the reason I'm bringing this up now is that we have getting very, very close to Copenhagen Games. And yeah, so there is a website that people can go to if they want to know the things about what's going on. The event info is in there, the schedule is in there, the link to Discord is in there as well. Please do come along, and that'll be the great place to go to find out everything that's happening. There is an expectation that if you're going to be coming along, and this is kind of why I'm doing this. Well, okay, it's a good excuse why I'm doing this as not a show, as opposed to doing this as a show, is that the actual tickets, the BYOC tickets, are going to be sold out by Sunday. I forgot what day it was today, by Sunday. So if you are thinking of coming along and you bought your plane tickets and you bought your train tickets and you figured out where you're going to stay, but you haven't bought your tickets to come and play, you need to come and play. Because if you haven't had it purchased by Sunday, then by the end of Sunday, then you won't get a chance. There will be plenty of tickets available on the door to come and watch. It is a LAN. It's a LAN where people play esports games. There might be, I imagine, I'd be very surprised to discover that there wasn't like an opportunity to walk around and talk to, I don't know, people who manufacture Acer stuff, or watch different games being played. But the main event of TF2 of BYOC Bring Your Own Computer TF2 is going to be played out or sold out on Sunday. So please do come along. And if you have purchased a BYOC and you're thinking of, rather than bringing your own computer, you figured you want to hire one from the site that's there, the tickets for hire your own computer. I'm trying to think what the acronym for it would be. It'd be HIOC. HOIC. Oh, anyway, whatever it is. Hire your own PC. So hop key. Those are going to be sold up pretty damn shortly as well. So the link to where you can get those from is available in the Discord channel. So please, by all means, come along. Go to this website, which is LAN.teamfortress2.com. That's LAN.teamfortress2.com. And I'm personally very happy that we can use teamfortress2.com as a website. Right, that's about it. So, Muhai, you had someone who you're going to name as Player of the Week on the non-episode?
Yeah, that's his name is Billy Bob Robo. He was one of my great Steam friends from the very beginning. He really helped me get into the game a lot more around the time I started playing, and he was just always there for me whenever I would get off a long day of school or whatever, and then we'd just game all night. And he's really good influence on others and helps people have fun wherever he goes. And I think this way is a really good way for me to thank him for all that. And I've been playing with them since around fall 2014. And even though he isn't as active as he used to be, he is still on Team Fortress every now and then, and is just a really good guy overall. And I think that he really is someone to deserve something like this.
Awesome. In that case, I will not stand in your way. What was that name? Is it Billy Bob?
Billy Bob Robo. I believe that isn't his current name at this moment, but I could look it up here.
Okay, if you want to go and find out who it is, I can figure out who to send the hat to. But otherwise, congratulations go to... Unless R has somebody they want to put forward and we have to fight to the death.
Well, my pick for Player of the Week would be Sketchu.
Tough. All right, so Billy Bob, Roho, congratulations. Who's Sketchu?
Robo, yeah.
Who's Sketchu, by the way? Why do I know that name?
Because he's my friend who does all the thumbnails for all my videos.
Well,
cool.
Do you know what? Since it's not a show, I don't see why we can't have two. So, for one time only, guys, send me links and I'll sort out Billy Bob Robo and Sketchu for this week's Not a Show Player of the Week. But I cannot find it. There it is.
Woo, yeah! Start the freaking party!
Right, so that's that done and dusted. I think we've mentioned everything that needs to be mentioned. Is there anyone who you want to give a shout out to?
Extra shout outs?
Yeah, super shout outs. Extra super shout outs.
I guess, as I mentioned before, I guess I would like to thank one Soda Hunter. She is another sort of beginning community content creator, but has a couple things already added into the game since last Smithmas, and she's helped me with this a Copenhagen Games metal texture, refining it, making it more fit to the game style, and she's helped me with a couple other projects on really short notice, and she has amazing talent, and I really hope to work with her more in the future, and as well as a metal chair and Lele. He helped with the modeling of the item, and then metal chair has helped me with many rigging projects as well as this metal here.
Okay. Anyone want to say hi to your mum?
I guess so. Hi, Mom.
I guess I would like to say hello to all of my friends at Team Fortress Amino. It's a community app for Team Fortress where a lot of young, inspiring artists grow and thrive off the critiques and feedback of others, and it's a really good place to hang out.
So, what's the URL for that? Do you want to link me to it?
It's an app, but if you would just put down here, let me just type it to you. There's the link for Player of the Week, and then.
By the way, I've moved on to the 4 Pure Session IPA, which is a much more full-bodied beer.
I believe there is a link.
Hence my voice changing. Bring back CRTs. CRTs, they're the best.
I want to play TF2 on a CRT sometime.
I don't see why that would be a problem.
I used to own this really old CRT monitor, and I went to dig it out, and it turns out we got rid of it.
The last one I had was 17 inches, and it weighed about the same as a small car. I
linked you those things. Yeah.
Cool. I actually had a monitor carry strap that would allow me to pick up my monitor from the like a carry handle on the strap with one hand, and I could move it around. So when I went to LAN parties, I didn't have to like two-hand carry my monitor. I could carry it in one hand. In fact, I could strap it onto my back and carry it that way. That's how old school I am, that I went to LAN parties carrying a fucking CRT monitor. So
suspended from the ceiling with electrical tape.
I think I was there when that happened. I wasn't. But I remember going to a LAN party and having somebody link that image to me. I think they had it stored on their hard drive because back in the day people didn't have fucking internet. This was back before Steam. Oh, back before Steam, I went to LAN parties and people shared documents with one another because that was the only time and the only way. Right. Oh, I also want to draw attention to I don't know whether we mentioned this before, but your mate Taylor drew a beautiful image of the signed KritzKast thong.
Oh my god!
So,
I forgot about that.
I had also forgotten about it. So thanks for sending that in, Taylor. Right. On that beautiful note, I'm going to call a close to the stream. Thank you both for coming in and joining me on the Not a Show. I'm going to play the outro music, and then we can play some games. If you guys are cool with that.
Yeah, not bad.
This was
thanks for having us. Allow us to join in. Well, this is really fun. This is
the Not a Show. I don't know. There wasn't any joining in.
Even if it is an episode, it's still fun.
It was, you know. It was a thing that didn't happen. It wasn't a show. All right, here's the outro music. It's one of these.
My favorite.
I can't know what the outro music is. Oh, there it is.
That was another episode of KritzKast.
Another satisfied customer.
Brought to you by thepodcast.com.
Our influence grows.
For more episodes as well as our show notes, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Steam group, and much more, head over to KritzKast.com.
Another successful procedure.
Right, okay.